Friends of class 10th, welcome to the online tutorial sessions for economics. I am your economics guru Avnash Lambert. Today we are going to continue our first chapter, which is development, and we will continue with the new topic, which is BMI. You all must have heard about the term BMI. BMI means body mass index. Now, body mass index is used to find out whether a person is nourished, is totally perfect, undernourished, is not totally perfect, he is below the nourishment, or overweight, or he is eating all the stuff of this world, overweight. So, whether a person is nourished, undernourished, or overweight. Now, how do you calculate the body mass index of a person? For that you need two ingredients, which are weight of a person, which are in kilograms, height of a person in meter square. If you have the height and weight of the person in kilograms and meters per square, you can calculate the body mass index. Now, the formula of BMI is weight upon kgs, weight upon height. Weight should be in kgs and height should be in meter square. Suppose the weight of a person is 12 kgs and height is 1 meter, so that will be his BMI. That will be his 25 BMI. Now, in this case, if you are calculating BMI of anyone, and if BMI is less than 18.5, then I am very sorry to say it's undernourished. If you are 18.5, then you are undernourished. If your BMI is more than 25, then you are overweight. And if BMI is between 18 to 25, your BMI is between 18 and 25, then you are perfectly fine. You are nourished. You are nourished according to the BMI. BMI is an indicator of health. So with this, you can calculate the BMI. Here's the formula. BMI is equal to weight upon height. Weight should be in kgs and height should be in meter square. If your BMI is less than 18.5, then you are undernourished. If your BMI is more than 25, then you are overweight. And your BMI is between 18 to 25, then you are totally perfect. You are nourished. But listen me out. There is one exception. There is one exception of BMI. The growing children, the children who are at the growing stage, at a very early stage, they are growing at a very fast speed. Those growing children are not evaluated in the body mass index. Those growing children who are growing at a very fast speed, the children which are below the 6 years of age, they are growing at a very fast speed. And up to 12 to 13 years, they grow at a very devastating speed. So those are not evaluated under the body mass index. If you calculate them, you will get the BMI, but they are very changing in nature. Their weight, their height is very dynamic. They changes month to month. So it's better not to calculate the growing children's BMI. Is that clear? Okay. Let's go to the next topic. So the last topic for your chapter, yes, it's the last topic for your first chapter, is sustainable economic development. But before going to the topic, let's revise renewable and non-renewable resources. What are renewable resources? These are those resources which can be regenerated by natural process within a time frame. We can regain, we can have them back in a time period. Within a time frame, we can have them back by a natural process. So if we are regaining those resources, they are known as renewable resources. Now, what are non-renewable resources? They are those resources which get exhausted on use. Once they are used, they are gone. If they have used them once, they are gone. We cannot regain it. So they do not get renewed. Once used, gone forever. So example for them are iron ore, copper, crude oil, lead, zinc, etc. So these are the non-renewable resources which we mostly use. Now, there is a problem. There is a problem of overusing of non-renewable resources. If we are overusing the non-renewable resources, then one day they will be over. They will get finished. Then how will we are able to use them? Us, we won't be able to use, and what about our future generation? What about our future generation? They will also be not able to use these resources. So overuse of non-renewable resources causes a great threat to the future generation. Next topic is sustainable development. What do you mean by sustainable development? It is that process which fulfills the needs of present generation. It is that process which fulfills the needs of present generation of us. We are the present generation. It is fulfilling our needs. And important thing, without causing any harm to the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Sustainable development is a process in which we, the present generation, fulfills our need in such a manner, in such a way that these resources are not fully used. They are being saved for our future generation, so that our future generation can use them for their survival, for their uses. If we are going to end them, how our future generation will use it? They will not be able to use it. So we should use it in such a way that without causing any harm to the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Is that clear? Now let's come to the next topic. How can resources be judicially used? How can we in a proper way, how in an honest way we can use them, we can use our resources so that they are not being depleted, they are not being demolished, they are not being end. So we have to use the resources in such a way that we can preserve them for our future generations. Now, how can we do that? We can do that by using bicycle and walking for short distances. If we just need to go a little bit more, suppose 1 kilometer we have to go, then we don't need to take our bikes and our cars. We just take out our bicycle, or we can go there by walk by on our legs. So what will happen if we are using bicycle and walking for short distances? It can help in saving fuel and reduce air pollution. We can save fuel, our petrol is saved, and also the air pollution is also not being spreading. We can reduce the air pollution. So the next one, urbanization without deforestation. If we are making cities, if we are building cities, if we are developing, but without cutting off trees, we are not using the trees, we are not using the forest, it will help us to sustain the natural environment. If we are not cutting the trees, we are sustaining our environment, our forest is there, our minerals are there, our animals are still there. So urbanization should be without deforestation, without cutting off trees or forest. Now the next one, using CNG in place of petrol. We should use CNG in place of petrol or diesel so that it can also help in reducing the air pollution. Is that clear? CNG should be used. It's better, it's environment friendly, and it should be used in place of petrol so that air pollution can be reduced. Now the last one, judicially using the water resources. We should use the water resources in a proper manner. We should not overuse it. So that, and not polluting them. We should use them judiciously and we should not pollute them either, which will help us to preserve our water resources. If we are polluting our water resources, our water bodies, then we are not going to use them. Nobody wants to bath in dirty water. Nobody wants to drink the dirty water. So if we are polluting them, we are wasting our own resources. So we should not pollute them so that our water resources are secured. Last topic for today is overuse of underground water. We are using lots of underground water. Around 1/3 of the Indian population is using the underground water in a very excessive manner. Let's have a look. Due to the rapid urbanization, as we are developing our cities, and excessive use of irrigation facilities, as we are having lots of irrigation facilities too in the rural areas. So in the urban areas and in the rural areas, the water table is going down. The water table is going down in both the areas. Why? Due to the excessive use of underground water. Around 1/3 of the total population of India is overusing the underground water. Every third person is overusing the water, is wasting the water. So it's a very bad thing. We should save our water. We have started to face the problem of shortage of underground water in many states like Tamil Nadu. We just had the news few months later. If you remember, in Tamil Nadu, in Rajasthan, in Himachal Pradesh, in many states, the shortage of water, the shortage of underground water was observed. Now, what can we do to preserve the water, underground water? First of all, efforts like rainwater harvesting. You know what is rainwater harvesting? Harvesting with the help of rainwater. And irrigation using the river water. Irrigation should be done with the river water by making canals. Irrigation using river water through canals rather than tube wells. Instead of using tube wells, we should use the river water directly through canals. It will help in the removal of overuse of underground water. We can bring the water table a bit up if we use these methods. We should not overuse the underground water. Jal hi jeevan hai. It's a very important resource for human life. Without water, there is no life. So we should use our resources in a very sustainable manner so that our future generation is not affected. So that's all for this whole chapter. And in the next videos, I will cover all the questions and answer regarding the board exams. How questions are being asked from first chapter, what are the questions, we will do some MCQs, we will do 3 marks question, 5 marks question, we will cover each aspect of this chapter. So that's all for today. I hope you liked it. If you have any queries, you can ask in the comment box and you can ask me in the WhatsApp group. So stay home, stay safe.